In a
Sir,
parabola, the point. Hello.
is the answer -1?
Uh,
-1.
huh. Okay. So this question is based on a very simple property. Okay. So the property is like if any 2 points P and Q are equidistant from the focus, then the tangent at the vertex is parallel to the line PQ. Okay. If 2 points P and Q are equidistant from the focus, then the tangent of their vertex is always parallel to the line PQ. So all you have to do is just find the slope of PQ. So that's like 3 minus 2 by 2 minus 3 minus 1. That's the next. Question number 4. If a point A x1 comma y1 and B x2 comma y2 be 2 points on the parabola, y square equal to 4ax, such that the circle with AB as the diameter touches the parabola. Then find the value of mod of y2 minus y1. So we have any 2 points on the parabola and the diameter circle with AB as a diameter touches the parabola. So y square equal to 4ax. We have this, and then there is a circle. Something like this, let's suppose. Okay, so that is how the circle would be. Not exactly. So this point is A, this point is B. This is a circle with AB as the diameter, and it touches the circle, touches the parabola. Okay. So in that case, well, we start the solution in this way. Can we write down the equation of the circle?
Yes.
So the equation of the circle would be x minus x1 into x minus x2 plus y minus y1 into y minus y2 is equal to 0. Okay. Now, since this circle touches the parabola, I am now solving with the parabola. So we have y square is equal to 4ax, or x would be y square by 4a. So x will become y square by 4a minus x1 would be like writing y1 square by 4a. Then x would be y square by 4a minus x2 would be like y2 square by 4a plus y minus y1 into y minus y2 is equal to 0. Okay. Now, if we simplify this, so this would be y plus y1 into y minus y1 into y plus y2 into y minus y2 plus 16a square into y minus y1 into y minus y2 is equal to 0. Okay. Okay. Now notice, if we expand this, this equation will come out to be a biquadratic in y. You know, y into y into y into y, तो biquadratic in y हो जाएगा, which would imply that we will have 4 points of intersection. Okay, but considering that the circle touches the parabola, like you have in this figure, how many points of intersection will we actually have? But since the circle touches the parabola, the number of actual intersections, actual distinct intersections rather, is 3. Okay, so this implies that out of the 4 roots, 2 must be equal. Is this logic clear to everyone? That this is the main point in the question. Okay, this is the main thing in the question, that the equation is a biquadratic in y, which would imply that the circle and a parabola ideally will have 4 points of intersection. But since the circle touches the parabola, the actual number of distinct intersections would be 3. जो दिख भी रहा है फिगर से, ठीक है ना, we have A, we have B, and then we have another point over here, whatever. So 3 points of intersections आएगा. Yeah. This implies that out of the 4 roots, 2 must be equal. Does everyone follow this logic? Now, this would further imply, okay, we already know that two of the roots are y1 and y2. तो जैसे y minus y1, y minus y2, y minus y1, y minus y2, ये तो कैंसिल हो गया इक्वेशन से, because we already know that okay y1 and y2 would be the two roots, and उसके लिए लड़ भी नहीं रहे अपने को, तो बाकी दो roots को इक्वल करना है. So if we cancel that out, we get a quadratic which would be like y square plus y1 plus y2 y plus y1 y2 and a plus 16a square is equal to 0. Okay, this is the remaining quadratic after eliminating the roots y1 and y2. Now, what must happen with this quadratic? The roots
D should
of
be equal to 0.
this quadratic must be equal.
इक्वल रूट्स का केस लगाएंगे.
ठीक है ना, क्योंकि y1 y2 तो डिस्टिंक्ट रूट्स है जो अपने हटा दिए. y1 y2 आर डिस्टिंक्ट रूट्स, तो ये तो अपने हटा दिए, साइड कर दिए, तो बचे हुए दो रूट्स इक्वल होने चाहिए. तो अब यहाँ पे वो लगा दो कंडीशन फॉर इक्वल रूट्स. व्हाट इज द कंडीशन फॉर इक्वल रूट्स बाय द वे? d equal to 0. So we'll
Minus
have y1 plus y2 whole square is the minus 4 y1 y2 minus 64 a square is equal to 0. But y1 minus y2, this wala part is basically y1 minus y2 whole square is equal to 64 a square. So in that case, what will be the value of mod of y2 minus y1?
8.
8a. That would be the answer, 8a. If the circle touches the parabola, this would be the value. Was everyone able to understand the question? Okay, next question. Okay, next one again is a tricky question. If the line y equal to root 3x plus lambda passes through the focus of the parabola, y square is equal to 8x plus 16. The line y equal to root 3x plus lambda passes through the focus of the parabola, y square equal to 8x plus 16. Intersect the parabola at 2 points A and B. If the perpendicular bisector of AB cuts the x-axis at P, find the length of PX, S being the focus. find the length of PS, S being the focus. The line y equal to root 3x plus lambda passes through the focus of the parabola y square equal to 8x plus 16 and intersects the parabola at 2 points A and B. If the perpendicular bisector of AB cuts the x-axis at the point P, find the length of PS. Okay, solution. Let's focus on the parabola first. Y equals to 8 times x plus 2. What kind of a parabola are we dealing with? It's a rightward opening parabola. Vertex at minus 2 comma 0.
minus 2 comma 0.
Okay, it's a parabola with vertex at minus 2 comma 0. Okay. And what is A of this parabola? 2. So in that case, what would be the focus of the parabola? Focus would be origin. So y equal to root 3x, which is a line passing through origin, passing through the focus, it becomes a line passing through the origin. So what would that imply for lambda? Lambda 0 हो गया. So the line is y equal to root 3x. Now y equal to root 3x. So this point is A and this point is B. So how do we get A and B? Solving with the parabola. So y हो गया root 3x. So 3x square minus 8x minus 16 is equal to 0. ठीक है. तो इसका दो रूट would be x1 and x2. Now the next part of the question is that the perpendicular bisector of AB cuts the x-axis at P and we have to find the length of PS in that case. So since it's the perpendicular bisector, so which point, how can we find the point? Let's suppose this point is Q. How can we find the coordinates of Q? It will be the midpoint of AB. Okay. So the x coordinate of Q would be like x1 plus x2 by 2. But how much is x1 plus x2?
Sum of roots.
Sum of the roots 8 by 2. So इसका x coordinate हो गया 4.
सर 8/6 होना चाहिए.
Sorry, right, 8 by 6. 4 by 3 हो जाएगा. Into 3 भी तो होगा. 8 by 3 यहाँ पे by 3 होगा. Right. 4 by 3 हो जाएगा. 4 by 3 हो जाएगा. 4 by 3. Which means to say that if we drop a perpendicular from here, Q से मान लो we drop a perpendicular and this point is M. अच्छा, how much would be this angle? Angle PSQ. Slope of the line क्या है? √3. तो एंगल PSQ is 60 डिग्रीज और ये यहाँ पे 90 डिग्रीज है. तो ये लेंथ कितना हो गया? We can just do it by simple this. So what will be the length of QM? अच्छा, QM तो यहाँ से मिल जाएगा. ठीक है. So PS would be twice of SQ. फिर तो बस इसे निकाल लो, बेसिक.
सर ये सब नहीं करके वाई कोऑर्डिनेट निकाल लो क्यों
वाई
क्या
कोऑर्डिनेट
और
निकाल लो.
फिर
हाँ, वाई कोऑर्डिनेट निकाल लो, उससे ये लेंथ मिल
हाँ,
जाएगा. फिर 30 डिग्रीज करके वो निकाल लेना. जैसे एंगल PSQ 60 है तो एंगल QPS 30 डिग्रीज हो जाएगा. ठीक है. एंड QM कितना होगा? QM वुड बी लाइक 4/3 √3. एक्स्ट्रा वैल्यू उसमें डाल दिया. It's a point that lies on the line. So QM would be 4/3 times √3. ठीक है. तो ये QM पता है और ये एंगल पता है. This angle is 30 degrees. So how would we find PM? So tan 30 is QM by PM. तो हो जाएगा PM is QM by tan 30. So which is 4/3 √3 by tan 30, 1/√3. तो ये ऊपर जाएगा, 3 हो जाएगा, 3 कैंसिल हो जाएगा. PM would be 4. तो PM 4 है. एंड MS तो x कोऑर्डिनेट हो जाएगा which was 4/3. So the length of PS would be 4 plus 4/3. So 12, 16/3. That will be the answer. Like, was everyone able to follow the question? If you have any doubts, please do ask.
सर मैंने क्यू को निकाला फिर उसके बाद में पॉइंट स्लोप फॉर्म से लाइन बताया और फिर
हाँ, वो भी
वाई
चलेगा. हाँ
हाँ
हाँ, वो भी कर
उससे
सकते हो.
पी
PQ
करके
का.
डिस्टेंस
हाँ
फॉर्मूला
हाँ,
किया।
ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है, वो भी चलेगा. Q का कोऑर्डिनेट निकल गया, फिर PQ का इक्वेशन निकाल के P निकाल लो और P का एक कोऑर्डिनेट जो भी आएगा, P का जो भी कोऑर्डिनेट आएगा वही आंसर हो जाएगा. हाँ, यू कुड डू दैट एज वेल. यस यस. हाँ, वो भी कर सकते थे. पॉइंट तो पता ही है, Q का कोऑर्डिनेट मिल ही गया और परपेंडिकुलर बाइसेक्टर है, स्लोप वैसे मिल ही जाएगा. अच्छा, एंगल तो मिल ही गया. हाँ ठीक है, इसका 60 है, √3 है. तो इसका -1/√3 हो जाएगा. तो वी कैन राइट डाउन द इक्वेशन और फिर इसमें y को 0 कर देंगे तो x कोऑर्डिनेट ऑफ p आ गया. हाँ, से भी आ जाएगा. सही है. दैट विल आल्सो वर्क. Was anyone able to write down the question? Okay. Question 6. If the point 2a comma a lies inside the parabola x square minus 2x minus 4y minus plus 3 is equal to 0, find the range of values of a. If the point 2a comma a lies inside the parabola, find the range of the values of a. What's the condition for a point to lie inside the parabola?
S1 is less than
x1
0.
less than 0. बस x1 less than 0 कर दो, बहुत सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है. For a point to lie inside the parabola, the condition is x1 has to be less than 0. So that will be 4a square minus 2a minus 2 to the 4a minus 4a minus 4y plus 3 is less than 0. So 4a square minus 8a plus 3 is less than 0. But middle term factorization. What is the factorization of this? 6 and 2. So 2a minus 1, 2a minus 3 is less than 0. So what can we say would be the range of values of a? When is an upward opening parabola negative?
सर x स्क्वायर माइनस 2x माइनस 4y प्लस 3 है.
x square minus 2y minus 4y. ये माइनस है.
हाँ x स्क्वायर
फिर
माइनस
2x
हाँ
minus 4y plus 3.
सर ये तो सर्कल नहीं हो गया.
सर्कल क्यों होगा? y स्क्वायर कहाँ है?
ओ हाँ सॉरी 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 सॉरी.
So what will the answer of this? बोलो. Where does a lie? An upward opening parabola is negative only between the roots. So a has to lie between half and 3 by 2. That will be the answer. Clear? This was a very simple one. The next question number 7. Let a, which is 0 comma 2, b and c be points on the parabola y square is equal to x plus 4 such that angle CBA is 90 degrees. Then the range of the ordinate of C is. You have to find the range of the y coordinate of C. Okay, well, the solution for this. And what kind of a parabola are we dealing with? Y square equal to x plus 4 implies that the parabola is a rightward opening parabola with vertex at
minus
minus 4 comma 0, and 0 comma 2 in that case will be this point. So 0 comma 2. Okay. And now it is given that B and C are 2 points on this such that angle CBA is 90 degrees. So suppose we take point C as somewhere over here. And B is somewhere close so that the angle BAC would be 90 degrees. देखो ये clear है? Is the figure clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, we are asked to find out the range of the ordinate of C. So now considering that the parabola is y square equal to x plus 4, what can be considered as the parametric form of this? If we consider the y coordinate as t, तो x coordinate क्या हो जाएगा t square minus 4, and इसके लिए सेम वे में कर लो t square minus 4 comma t1. Okay, so c का coordinates can be taken as t square minus 4 comma t, and b का coordinates can be taken as t1 square minus 4 comma t1. Now the reason of taking this notation is because in that case the question will reduce to we have to find the range of t. Okay, now ordinate of t is t, so the question will change to finding the range of t. So well, again, the method of doing this is if angle BCA is 90 degrees, what will that imply? AB is perpendicular to BC, which would then be like the slope of AB into the slope of BC must be minus 1. Just खाली value plug in कर दो. What will be the slope of AB? So y2 minus y1, t1 minus 2 by x2 minus x1, t1 square minus 4 into the slope of BC. So BC would be t1 minus t divided by t1 square minus t square is equal to minus 1. जब सिंप्लीफाई कर लो तो ये कैंसिल होके आ जाएगा 1 बाई t1 प्लस 2 इंटू ये कैंसिल होके आ जाएगा 1 बाई t1 प्लस t इज इक्वल टू माइनस 1, which then simplified will give us a quadratic in t1. ये होगा 1 is equal to t1 square माइनस नहीं होगा, माइनस 1 इधर शिफ्ट कर दो, माइनस 1 is equal to t1 square this into this प्लस ये आ जाएगा t1 plus 2t1. So t plus 2 times t1 and a 2t1, 2t. So this will convert to a quadratic in the form of t1 square plus 2 plus t1 plus 2t minus 1 is equal to 0. ये t1 का quadratic आ गया. Does everyone follow till here? हाँ तो बोल दो.
Yes, sir.
Now what condition should we apply for this t1? This is a quadratic and we want this situation to happen. For this situation to happen, the roots of the quadratic must be real. And what is the condition for roots to be real? D is greater than or equal to 0. So that will be t plus 2 whole square minus 4 times of 2t minus 1 must be greater than or equal to 0. This will give us a quadratic in t. सिंप्लीफाई करके ये आ जाएगा टी स्क्वायर प्लस 2t प्लस 4 माइनस 8t माइनस, अच्छा प्लस होगा ना, प्लस 1 माइनस में जाएगा तो प्लस 1 हो जाएगा, माइनस 4 इज ग्रेटर इक्वल टू 0, ये कैंसिल हो गया और ये भी 4t होगा ना, so that is t square minus 4t is greater than equal to 0 or t into 4 minus t minus 4 is greater than equal to 0. Now again, when is an upward sloping parabola positive? Everywhere except between the roots. So the answer of this will end up becoming t lies between minus infinity to 0 union 4 to infinity. That will be the answer. अच्छा इक्वल टू है ना, स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट से ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 0 है स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट. Is anyone clear with the question? The next question number 8. From the point P minus 1 comma 0, a line is drawn intersecting the parabola x square equal to 4y at 2 points A and B. Then find the locus of the centroid of the triangle OAB. Find the locus of the centroid of the triangle OAB. Locus of the centroid of the triangle OAB. From a point P minus 1 comma 0, a line is drawn intersecting the parabola x square equal to 4y at 2 points A and B. Find the locus of the centroid of the triangle OAB. Okay, what kind of a parabola would be x square equal to 4y? X square equal to 4y is an upward opening parabola. Minus 1 comma 0 would be a point over here. So a line from here cuts the parabola at 2 points A and B. And in that case, we have to find out the centroid of the triangle OAB, O obviously being the origin. So since A and B are points on the parabola, what will be the parametric form for A and B? AT square, 280 flip हो जाएगा. Remember? So this would be, let's suppose, 282, 82 square, and this would be 281, 81 square. Where A ka value is 1, so you can plug that in later. A is 1. Okay. Now I have to get a relation between T1 and T2. How do we get a relation between T1 and T2? So we use the fact that since PAB, since the points PAB are collinear, slope equate कर दो. So T1 square minus 0 divided by 2T1 plus 1 is equal to T2 square minus 0 divided by 2T2. In fact, ये करते हैं ना. So cross multiplying, ये आ जाएगा 2T1 square 2T1 square into T2 plus T1 square is equal to 2T1 T2 square plus T2 square. Now combining the similar terms together, so they got 2 T1 T2 taken common, T1 minus T2 is equal to T2 square minus T1 square. So that will give us 2T1 T2 is equal to with a minus T1 plus T2. देखो ये clear है equation? Now, if we consider the centroid, we have to find the locus of the centroid. So let's say this is the centroid G. So the centroid, since it's a locus question, we'll take it as h comma k. Acha, what would be h? x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, and k would be x1 plus x2 by 3. Okay. So now all we have to do is eliminate the relations using this relation. We have to eliminate T1, T2 using this relation. So k के लिए लिख दिया a square plus b square would be like a T1 plus T2 whole square minus 2T1 T2 by 3, but minus 2T1 T2 is like a T1 plus T2. So ये हो गया T1 plus T2 whole square plus T1 T2 plus T1 plus T2 by 3. But T1 plus T2 का value क्या है? 3h by 2. That will give us this is equal to 9h square by 4 plus 3h by 2 is equal to 3k. So ये 3, 3, 3 cancel हो गया. So we'll get 4k is equal to 6h square plus, sorry, 3h square plus 2h. This would be the required locus. So generalize कर दो, so we'll get 3x square plus 2x is equal to 4k. By the way, identify the locus. What will be the identification of the locus? Hello, anybody home? Do you people actually hear me?
सर पैराबोला
Okay. Okay. Next, then let's move on. All the questions that we are discussing, are very conceptual questions that we have in Parabola. Because please make sure that you understand these questions. Okay, next question. Find the slope of the chord of the parabola y square equal to 4ax that passes to the point 6a comma 0 and subtends 45 degrees at the vertex. Find the slope of a chord of the parabola y square equal to 4ax that passes the point 6a comma 0 and subtends 45 degrees at the vertex. So let's say we have a chord over here like this, AB, passes to the point 6a comma 0 and subtends an angle 45 degrees at the center. So in that case, we have to 45 degrees at the vertex. In that case, we have to find the slope of AB. Find the slope of AB. Okay, let's assume that A is T1, B is T2. So we had done this in the very first class. What's the equation of a chord? Y is equal to x by the arithmetic mean. So 2x by T1 plus T2 plus A times the harmonic mean, that is 2A T1 T2 by T1 plus T2. ठीक है ना? So now if the chord passes through the point 6a comma 0, what must happen? 6a comma 0 lies on the line. So we plug that in. So your जाएगा 0 is equal to 12a plus 2a t1 plus t2. So a cancel हो गया minus 12. So this will give us t1 into t2 is minus 6 as the first equation. Is everyone clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the second condition that we have is the angle AOB is 45 degrees. Now how do we define the angle between two straight lines? So tan 45 would be mod of m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. ये वाला फॉर्मूला यूज करना होगा. So for m1 m2 will, let's say m1 would be the slope of OA. So how do you find the slope of OA? y2 minus y1 by y2 x2 minus x1. So a cancel हो गया, t1 cancel हो गया. So slope of OA would be 2 by t1. So similarly slope of OB कितना आ जाएगा? 2 by t2. So then accordingly if we plug in over here, so tan 45 which is 1 must be equal to mod of 2 by t1 minus 2 by t2 by 1 plus 4 by t1 t2. तो अब इसको सिंप्लीफाई कर लो. तो इफ यू टेक दी एलसीएम ये हो जाएगा twice of t2 minus t1 divided by t1 t2 plus 4. बट t1 t2 का वैल्यू कितना है? -6. तो -6 plus 4 हो जाएगा -2. 2 कैंसिल हो गया. So that will end up giving us t2 minus t1 is equal to 1 mod के साथ. ये plus minus 1 mod है, तो we can consider both of them. ये equation 2. Now with these two equations can we solve for t1 or t2? In fact solve करना भी नहीं है, slope के लिए तो t1 plus t2 चाहिए. So just use the relation that t1 plus t2 would be like no need to solve for t1 and t2. सीधा ये निकालो that भाई a plus b whole square is a minus b whole square plus 4ab. सीधा ये यूज कर लो.
पापा जब पापा मैं माँ की बात कर सकता हूँ.
अरे there's a वही मैं देख रहा हूँ, there's a small correction in the question. The chord passes to the point minus 6a comma 0 है, not 6a comma 0, minus 6a comma 0. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे ये +6 हो जाएगा, दैट विल बी दी ओनली चेंज. तो +6 हो जाएगा, तो 6 + 4 10 हो जाएगा, यहाँ पे 5 आ जाएगा. तो T1 T2 प्लस माइनस ये 5 हो जाएगा. तो 25 + 24 ये आ जाएगा 49. T1 + T2 would be plus minus 7 हो जाएगा, and in that case the slope would be plus minus 2/7. So the slope is 2/T1 plus T2. ये -6 से होगा, ये -6 से कॉमन 0 होगा. माय बैड. The next question: if the line AX plus BY plus C equal to 0, passing through point A, which is -2 comma 0, intersects the curve y square equal to 4x at points P and Q, such that 1/AP plus 1/AQ is equal to 1/4, and find the value of A square plus B square plus C square. So we have a parabola y square equal to 4x and a line passing to the point -2 comma 0 cuts the parabola at 2 points P and Q, such that 1/AP plus 1/AQ is 1/4. So in that case, we have to find the value of a square, b square plus c square. So generally, it's a question based on distances, 1 by 8p plus 1 by 8q. How do you solve questions based on distances? We use the parametric equation of the line. Okay, so it can be written as x plus 2 by cos theta is equal to y minus 0 by sin theta is equal to r. So that any point on the line will be like x is equal to minus 2 plus r cos theta and y would be r sin theta. Okay, and in that case, for some r, this will represent p and q as well. So in order to find that particular r, we make the point satisfy the parabola. To find the value of r for which it represents p and q, so parabola क्या है, y square equal to 4x, तो y square हो गया r square sin square theta is equal to 4x, so minus 4 तो प्लस 4, अच्छा माइनस 4 हो गया ना, minus 4 minus 2 plus r cos theta is equal to 0, which converts to a quadratic in r square sin square theta minus 4r cos theta plus 8 is equal to 0. Now, what would be the two roots of this? It's a quadratic in R, so it gave us two roots in R, R1 and R2. And what would R1, R2 represent? They would be the length of AP and AQ. One of them would be the length of AP and the other would be the length of AQ. So now, according to the problem, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 is equal to 1 by 4. Now, how do you find 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2? R1 plus R2 by R1 R2, so minus B by A by C by A will end up becoming minus B by C. So minus B हो गया 4 cos theta by D is equal to 1 by 4. That implies cos theta is half. Okay. If we consider that this angle is theta, we get cos theta is half. Now, if cos theta is half, how much is the theta? Theta is 60 degrees. That in turn implies tan theta would be √3. So in that case, the equation of the line PQ can be written in the form of y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So this ends up becoming √3x minus y plus 2 √3 is equal to 0, which on comparing with the equation given tells us that a is equal to √3, b is equal to -1 and c is equal to 2 √3. So find the value of a square plus b square plus c square. Okay, the answer of this would be 16. Okay, everyone, we'll stop at this for today. I hope you were able to understand the questions that we have discussed. And we'll continue. We'll discuss more questions on coordinate geometry as whole in the next session before we. Okay, so bye everyone.